The Lakers have been on a heater, winning the past 8 out of 9 games, and a massive reason why is because of their starting unit and how well they've been gelling together, especially Rui Hachimura, who has been on a tear ever since he's been in the starting lineup, and there's a massive reason behind that, and we also have a quick update injury on Jarred Vanderbilt. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama. Before we get into everything that we have for you for today's video, guys, I want to bring your attention to something. There is 72% of you guys who have recently watched our videos who are not subscribed to the channel just yet, and if you guys want more of that, like news, like reactions, trade rumors, game recaps, player analysis, just everything under the Lakers banner, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest so you guys do not miss any of it. Now, with that out the way, guys, let's hop straight into the topics that we have for you today. As first up here, Rui Hachimura is a game changer. So, for those of you who know, Rui Hachimura has been starting recently for the Los Angeles Lakers pretty much ever since early February, and he has not looked back. He has put up impressive numbers throughout his starting tenure, and then it's only been getting better as recent as he's really been finding his shots and really finding his groove both on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. So Darvin Ham talked about it a little bit after the Wizards game, and then so he said a little bit about Hachimura and said he liked how he's made strides on defense, and then he's also liked his communication in guarding the ball, and he's also been getting better about keeping guys in front of him and defensive rebounding. So those are some big things that Darvin Ham said about Rui Hachimura in their recent game against the Washington Wizards, and that's totally correct, as Hachimura has really improved on the other side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, where he's been doing a pretty good job of like keeping his matchups in front of him, and then also doing a very good job of rebounding, because I think that is another one of the big things that the Lakers struggle with. And so when they have another guy who is big like Rui Hachimura and can go out there and get some rebounds, it is very much needed. But all of this is just kind of stated to say just like why the Lakers didn't go to this lineup earlier, because Rui Hachimura has clearly been killing it, and he was on the team last season. And then these lineups where the Lakers would play D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, and then Hachimura, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, they did really well for the Lakers even in the playoffs. And then it was a strange thing that the Lakers didn't go back to it towards the beginning of the season. Sure, there was some other circumstances like injuries, like Hachimura did, I remember, have a concussion. He did have a couple of injuries, but around that December time or that in-season tournament time, that's when Hachimura was really starting to get healthier, and then he wasn't really getting too much run, almost averaging about 10 minutes per game, and that's back when we had Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish in the starting lineup. So a lot of Laker fans, understandably so, are upset about the fact that we should have went to this earlier. And I totally agree. Like, Rui Hachimura, he was the guy that made sense next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He really is the backbreaker for other teams, just because you might have somebody for LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but you don't have somebody for all three of those guys. And that's what the Lakers are exactly doing, as they have been destroying some of these mismatches that they've been getting with guys like Rui Hachimura, as the guy that ends up defending him isn't really somebody really good enough to defend Rui Hachimura, and that's why he's getting all these easy open looks, whether it's in the corner or if he's getting really easy mismatches in the post. And it just shows in his stats here, as Rui Hachimura in the past month, so he was averaging 17 points per game, up from 14 points in February, and then averaging about 4.9 rebounds. That's recently gone up in the month of April because he's been rebounding a lot better, and then shooting about 59% from the field, 47 from three, which was second in the NBA in that mark. So Rui Hachimura has been showing the numbers to prove why he should have been a starter all year long with his play recently. And as all the Laker fans are pretty upset that why he didn't get that starting run, I am glad that he's finally getting this run and this tenure right now, because you want to be hot at this point of the season, because this going into the play-in can only bode so well for the Los Angeles Lakers. And if the Lakers can get into that playoff spot, man, the sky's the limit with this team, especially if we get some good news on this front. So this is my next topic here. And so Vando will be reevaluated early next week. So Jarred Vanderbilt is has been recovering from his mid-foot sprain that he suffered early February, and then he's been slowly working his way back. And then recently, as this week, Darvin Ham said that Jarred Vanderbilt is going to get an update early next week, which is massive for the Los Angeles Lakers, because if he is able to get the go-ahead to start doing full contact and doing 5-on-5, that means he's right around the corner to making his return, and that is massive for the Lakers, who only have about 5 games left in the season. And after this weekend, it'll be down to 3. But if we can get Jarred Vanderbilt just for a couple of regular season games, I think that would be very important for him to just get some type of legs, some type of run underneath him before we hit that play-in stay and just possibly the playoffs even further. So he is, I think, a massive cog in all of this. So the Lakers starting lineup, I do believe that it's going to stay the same, even if Jarred Vanderbilt does come back healthy. But Jarred Vanderbilt off the bench being that Swiss Army knife point of attack defender that does everything else that some of these Lakers starters don't do as well. So this is like the hustle stats, getting the offensive rebounds. This is getting within passing lanes. This is doing all the dirty work things. Jarred Vanderbilt excels at that. And then having some of these other guys who are really playing well, guys like Rui Hachimura, guys like D'Angelo Russell, guys like Austin Reaves, all of these guys, if you have them playing well alongside that defensive Swiss Army knife in Jarred Vanderbilt, the sky is the limit for this team. Like, I truly believe if the Lakers can face anybody but Denver in that first round, I think they can give them the work and probably move on to the next round. They have the talent and capability to really show up some of these teams at the top, because they don't have the LeBron James and Anthony Davis on their team to really muck some things up, and they've been in a ton of series together, so they really know what to get out of their team. And then now with the rest of the guys really starting to come together, like I said, like Hachimura, he's really playing extremely well. Not a lot of teams have a body that can guard him, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. And then also with guys like Gabe Vincent coming back, really shoring up that lineup and kind of like Xing out some of the minutes that we've been seeing too many of. So we probably won't see too much Max Christie or Cam Reddish down the line. So this is just mostly just for some of those veteran guys. So Spencer Dinwiddie and Gabe Vincent are probably going to get those backup guard minutes. So if you get those 2 solid guys, these are guys that are starters in the league for a good amount of time, and they're your backups to guys like Austin Reaves and D'Angelo Russell. Just there's so much you can do with this Lakers squad, and I don't think a lot of teams really have the wherewithal and bandwidth to really defend this team, especially when they're playing at a high level. And then if they get Jarred Vanderbilt back, he is their defensive Swiss Army knife, and you just pair that with a guy like Anthony Davis back there, oh man, this team can really do some numbers and really do some work in the playoffs, especially if they don't get Denver in the first round. It's a big caveat. So hoping that the Lakers are able to find their way into the right seeding here, as we're getting down to the last couple of games here. If you're paying attention to the standings, the Lakers are currently 9th, but they're only a half game out as of today. They're only a half game out of the 8th seed, as the Sacramento Kings will play a game tonight, and then we'll see where things land. But a lot of things can really happen here in the next couple of days, because the Lakers could go up to as far as even 6 if things fall their way. But I think the more ideal situation for them is try to get into that 7-8 play-in game, because I think if you give yourself 2 chances to lose a couple of games, try to get into the playoffs, I think that's your best case scenario right now for the Lakers, as 6 would be pretty tough to get, especially when they have teams like the Kings ahead of them, and teams like the Mavs who own their season series and beat the Lakers a couple of times, so they don't have the tiebreaker against those teams. So it's very important that the Lakers get that good seeding, because like I said, just if they play anybody but Denver in that first round, I would definitely pick the Los Angeles Lakers to take that series and really take it to them. And a big reason why is because if you got forwards like Hachimura playing essentially just like within himself and just doing all the things that you need him to do, not only on the offensive side of the ball, because he is been one of the better corner three-point shooters, not just on the Lakers, but in the NBA, and then also been a guy that you can get some tough mid-range buckets, which is very important in playoff situations. And then now that his defense is really starting to come together, especially a guy that you can use to guard either bigger interior guys or a guy that you can to guard some of those big wings that are out there in the league. He's a very good stout force, and he's become a lot better at keeping guys in front of him and then getting those rebounds to finish out the possessions, because that's what the Lakers have struggled with all year. But now they're starting to have some guys really crash down and grab some rebounds. And if this can truly happen for the Lakers, then, like I said, the sky is the limit. Just can't play Denver in that first round. But that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys comment down below of like what you think. How do you think Hachimura has been playing? And do you agree that he probably should have been starting for more of the season and not just at the beginning of February? And then also Jarred Vanderbilt. What do you think his return could do for the Los Angeles Lakers? Could you think it will boost them up to almost essentially unbeatable besides that Denver squad? Because that's kind of where my thinking is right now. Before the Jarred Vanderbilt's return, and if we get a Jarred Vanderbilt back and he's healthy, man, this Laker team can really do some work in the playoffs. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.